Fantastic. So,
Hello.
when last we saw our heroes, Nate the Human Ranger, Gobs the Owlin Warlock, Othokent the Lizard Folk Life Domain Cleric, Talah the Half-Orc Druid, and Abraham the Human Wizard. Our beloved medical lizard was called upon by Abraham's sister to come by the clinic to help with a patient that his expertise would be helpful for. Upon visiting, he discovered that this was a long-lost friend from back in his old Lizardy Folk Day times, and was able, or her name being Sagasil, and she was very, very sick. On top of the normal, I've been abandoned out to the elements for weeks type ailments, she also had a lingering bit of curse of darkness on her. So Abraham Othokent was able to address all of her physical medical needs and also her magical medical needs. Upon reviving her, learned that the lizard folk clan that he is from, the I can't talk today, and I named it Tharath Civics clan, had become turned to a very survival of the fittest, might makes right, cold, cruel logic type of culture, and were unleashed upon the neighboring Dwarven clan. So rather than doing trade with them, they had taken a more warlike stance and attacking that group. So our group of plucky young heroes decided it was time for them to go do something about that. So after successfully navigating across the wilderness, they made it to Shadow Watch Lake, and then proceeded to try to make their way to Hearthguard Bastion. As they neared it, they discovered that Hearthguard Bastion had been completely destroyed by the lizard folk. The next step is they decided to start to head towards Tharn's Hold, which is the main capital for the Tharn Dwarven clan. As they made their way into the mountains, they were ambushed by a Colonel Brana Greathammer and his legion, and subsequently they were attacked through manipulation of sound and Big Wolf Girl. The legion was scared away, and as they were facing down Colonel Brana himself, horns echoed through the valley, and a larger legion of dwarves came down the mountain, led by Captain Rurik Deepforge, who then commanded that the colonel put away his weapons, and that is where we left off as the group is being escorted. Not in chains, you're not arrested or anything like that, but you are being escorted to Tharn's Hold itself.
Talah is still a wolf.
Ooh, woo, 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 goes the Talah.
Woo.
All right. So, as you guys are walking, is there anything anybody would like to do?
Stay a wolf.
You succeed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For now.
And just to ping it
It's
on the
longer.
map, you're up in this area, and you're actually in the mountains themselves.
Oh, great.
No, I think Othokent believes that at the moment staying quiet and just following is the best option.
Yeah, so the Legion is marching in Legion-y type fashion. The captain is at the head of it. The colonel is still there. He's marching off on the side. And he looks like somebody that if he could find the excuse to pull his blade and attack you, he would do so in an instant.
Hmm.
But
Who do you say look like that again?
Colonel Brana Greathammer.
The guy who tried to kill us.
Yeah, the guy whose squad attacked you guys earlier.
All right.
Yeah, and during this walk, you guys would have caught up to that group who are now in formation. They're at the back of all of the Tharn's Hold people, and just marching along with them. So it probably takes you guys a good 30 to 45 minutes of marching to make it to the front of Tharn's Hold. In the side of the mountain, there's just carved out these large pillars with very, very large, heavy iron doors. As the captain is riding up and the group is getting there, the doors open. Nobody's going to stop or do anything to inhibit your movement. Okay, I got you. I see that. So yeah, but you're escorted in. As you step in, immediately you start smelling, smelling the charcoal from furnaces. You can hear, you step into kind of a large open area. Once you get through the gates and past the embattlements. If you played World of Warcraft, very Ironforge-esque, right? So as you get in, you can start to hear the smithies. You can see homes that are carved into the mountain itself. You see, it's a entire dwarven city that is built inside the mountain. You can see lots more soldiers training. You can see blacksmiths forging out armor and weapons and whatnot. You see tents set up as there are people, refugees from the outer lands, from the farms. Probably some of the survivors of Hearthguard are here. So they're obviously you can't exactly build carve out a new house in the side of a mountain, quickly. So there's tents that are set up with thick canvas, with their own fires inside and everything. Lots of children running around, doing children-y things. And you see the captain as he stops, he rolls back around. All right, you're gonna come with me to the main garrison. We need to have a conversation. And he directs about four soldiers like, you walk with us, walk with them, keep people away from him. And he slides off of his ram that he was riding and hands the reins off to a groomsman who's going to take him and go get that all taken care of. And but yeah, so you walk just a little bit off to the right. You can see this is kind of where the officers stay. And you're escorted inside and up to the quarters and office of Captain Rurik Deepforge. So he walks in, leaves the door open. The guards escort you up to the door, but they don't go through the door with you. And as all of you walk in, the door gets shut behind you. There's several chairs. There's a big table. He's got a desk here. But he goes and he grabs something off of his mantle. Somebody has already prepped a fire for him. So that's going. But anything anybody would like to do as you guys begin to sit down at the table with him?
Well, I think it's best if I let him lead the conversation, considering he is the lord of the house, so to speak.
Sounds like a good idea, yeah. I agree on that.
Can I ask a quick question?
Uh-huh.
Just while we've been walking past all these people and whatnot, has the majority had a visible reaction, aggressive stance?
Not. I would say the soldiers and whatnot have been somewhat aggressive stance when they see Othokent, but not the
Yeah.
rest of you. You could see again when children and especially the people in the tents, the refugees, saw Othokent, they would kind of get scared and shrink away from him.
Okay, but yeah, so the majority is reacting to Otho
Yes.
in a relatively negative way.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Either
I
becoming
also have a question.
okay.
No, you finish your thing first, because you were explaining something.
But yeah, I mean, they're not like because there's guards around him, he's unchained, and he's walking with the captain. They're not like panicking and running away, and they're not like drawing their weapons. But you can see like a guard will see Othokent and his hand goes to the hilt. And then once he fully takes in this thing, he still has his hand on the hilt, but he doesn't like take a step forward or say bad words at him or anything. There's a on guardness. And then like women and children, when they see him, like a child might start crying and the mom grabs the child and moves him inside. Right? Things like that. Does that make sense?
Sounds like the whole situation's been ongoing for a while.
Sounds like it.
Talah, what was your question?
So, with Talah still being in her wild shape, she has been, well, not really pretending, but, acting as Nate's animal companion, as in the hunter and their animal companion. If they are being led into somewhere, is the wolf just being told to follow, or because she still hasn't dropped her wild shape?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're being allowed to follow.
Okay.
It's a big ass wolf.
Yeah, it's a dire wolf.
Yeah.
Very big wolf. Large size.
Big wolf.
Big wolf. Woof woof.
So yeah, as you guys all get settled in, he's going to walk over and grab a small cask off of the hearth, and he's gonna set out a mug for himself and pour some in him. Is first and foremost, which one of you is the Slayer of Winter?
I believe that would be me, right?
He sets a second mug down, fills it, and slides the mug over to you. He goes, "We owe you one for that, lad." And he just takes the hit and drinks the entire mug.
Well, you're welcome.
My grandfather distilled that. It's good stuff. The entire side of the mountain was frozen solid until about a month ago. And suddenly the weather broke, and because of that, we were able to get the doors open. We weren't able to get out in time to help save everybody, but we saved a lot of the outlying lands. And if winter hadn't been backed off, I had a feeling that there wouldn't be anything left out there. Let's see. The little one there with the strange arm, I am assuming it's the daughter of the void.
Who in the world gave me that name?
I can hear the heartbeat from the wolf who isn't a wolf from across the room, so she would be the verdant heart. The old man who's been fingering his books like a forgotten lover, probably the keeper of the forgotten tomes. So that means you, my large scaly friend, you are the beacon of the dawning light. And then he sits down and goes, "Well, what took you all so long?"
I have no clue what in the world you're talking about.
He stands back up, walks over, and he pulls. There's kind of a stone tablet that's written in Dwarven that's above the hearth, and he takes it down and comes and sets it down on the table. I assume one of you can read this.
What's it written in?
Dwarven.
Yes. You said yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm typing it.
Oh,
Give me a second.
I don't see nothing.
My great something like that grandfather had a conversation with Moradin in ages past. That's been passed down by my family.
So, how did you... Did your father speak to Moradin before the dome was erected?
Well, it used to be the dome wasn't a limitation. That's fairly recent.
So, you have a prophecy from your father, who claims to have spoken to a god, wrote down that you're expecting 5 people to come forth and save the world.
Well, I don't know if it's supposed to save the world, but I believe, based off the fact that the scaled kin forsake the warmth of stone and stun, they've definitely done that. And then with the strange strengthening of winter about that same time, and then it suddenly breaks, I had a feeling this was starting to make some sense.
So, how are you going to help us solve this problem?
Well, I kept the army from killing you, didn't I?
Alright, we have information about what's going on.
Well, I'd say about 2 years ago, the lizard folk stopped showing up for trading. They wouldn't let us into their areas either. It's strange, they just kind of cut themselves off from everyone. And then the next we really saw of them, because they hold themselves up in their den and didn't come out. And the next time we saw them, there's a few incidents where sheep and cows went missing, and then a few people went missing to the village. And then the winter came, and we weren't able to go out to help, but we started getting word from the Outlands that there was more to it. But the source of it all seems to be whatever happened to them during that time when they locked themselves in their holes.
They have found a new leader, or one has appointed himself, by the name of Shasal, the voice of the Hollow Star.
I've heard of him.
Indeed. It seems that he has reconvened with the forces that be in the other side of a very nasty entrance in our dens to the Shadowfell. And he has chosen to forsake the light that we were once given even more than before. So that all my brethren have left themselves to hedonistic and animalistic tendencies, making them even more animalistic than before.
Aye, that lines up very much with what I've been seeing and hearing. The issue is the general sentiment of Tharn's Hold is that we should mobilize. People want to forget the 1,000, 2,000 years or so of peaceful existence we've had with your kin. They believe we should push you back into your hole and then burn you out. What do you say to that?
If at all possible, I would like to avoid that outcome. I can understand why they have that sentiment, considering all the things that have happened and all the dwarven lives that have been lost. I myself find it absolutely abhorrent. But if at all possible, if there's even one way I can do it, I would like to save my brethren from this fate, and then have them work twice as hard as they did before to repay the debts they owe. Though, Shasal himself, carrying on this torch and bringing it to my people, I believe he deserves no mercy.
All right. So let me tell you what I can do. Despite the general sentiment, I command the army here, as is my blood right. So, 5 days. I can give you 5 days. 5 days before the army marches.
All right.
I don't want to destroy your people. I don't want your lands. I don't want your din. I don't want to burn it all out. But I have to protect our folks. Crops can be resown, buildings rebuilt, but dwarven societies don't grow as quickly as others. It'll take 100, 200 years to even start to recover from those we've lost.
With what they've done, bringing back people isn't just something you just do. So I understand. I thank you for your very gracious timeline. That you even giving me this much is a great boon.
I do ask you forgive the Colonel.
I hold no hostility towards him.
His wife and his daughter were taken. And us dwarves, we don't love a lot. But when we do, it runs deep. It's like gold. It's rare. But when you strike that vein proper, it's treasure beyond unmeasurable. He's hurting. So I beg you for grace, and we will give it in kind.
I hold no hostility, nor no grudge against him. We all came out of that situation with only minor injuries. Nothing that cannot be healed.
So, your plan is to go in, try to rally your people back to the light? Is that it?
I will not try. I will rally them back to the light.
He kind of smirks at that, pulls another cup, takes out another mug, pours it, and slides it over to you. He goes, "Now there you sound like a dwarf." I like him.
I heard many stories of you back in my day too, when I still lived in the village. I'm glad to hear they're all true.
Well, only the stories about what I'm capable of in the bedroom are not exaggerated. All the war stories, those are the ones. A little out of hand. There's not much for a captain to do around here normally. I'd like to go back to feeling useless.
Peacetime is the best time.
I was getting fat. It was wonderful.
Well, with any luck, the only thing you'll be slaying soon is breakfast plates.
I could use some bacon. Sadly, all the pork farms are gone. But
Mm.
that can be
Wait,
fixed.
hang on a second. How close is Nate's village from here?
It's on the complete opposite side of Gilgamesh from here.
Yeah.
It's right south of the Forest of the Lost.
Gotcha. For some reason, I was thinking it was northwest
Mm-mm.
of Gilgamesh.
They do give off similar vibes.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than 62 feet. Stop drawing a measurement tool.
No, I was just trying to point.
Oh.
Like, it was just
But you're like, I
Yeah,
can make
it's-
it there and around if I dash.
no.
But
250
Othokent's gonna
steps
take,
and I'm gone.
Othokent's gonna take a big swig of the mug and say, "But I will bring them back. Whether or not I can convince them, I have to force them to look it in the eyes."
This,
I have-
go ahead.
I have both my friends and Lathander on my side. How could I fail?
Wait, only 2 of us are your friends? I'm kidding. Both my friends. Yeah, sorry.
This Sazal that you were speaking about. I expect that you're. If you take him alive, we'd want a trial. Same with anybody who did these things willingly, not that were corrupted.
I will have my people stand by the actions they've made and take whatever decision you make and accept it.
The Colonel wants vengeance, so do a lot of the people. I just want justice.
Well, then it's a good thing you are the one leading the army and not the colonel nor the people.
Also, if you don't mind me saying, but bringing him back here for judgment, and will give people a face to put their anger on, might help smooth things over in the future.
I
But
will
what-
do my best to not just immediately kill him.
Especially
Again,
with it being something that's happening at the hands of one of his kin. Us going in and taking him out and bringing him out, and then your people reforming, that's good. But someone from inside, cutting the cancer out, so to speak, that helps the healing between us. Because it shows the heart of your people wasn't in these actions.
I will do everything I can to bring him back alive. If nothing else, I'm quite potent in healing magics. And I'll drag him back from hell if I have to. So he can stand trial for what he did. My vengeance is much less compared to the safety and the prosperity of your people. So we have a deal. 5 days head start, and I'll do my best to bring everyone out of this alive. Even him. Though unconscious, battered, beaten, and bruised. That's gonna happen no matter what.
Well, what can I do to assist ye?
Well, currently, we need a proper place to rest. So we can come back to our full strength. The travel took a lot out of us, and after that, I don't think there's anything particular we need unless you think you might have something that can help us in dealing with a whole village of potentially very angry lizard folk.
Let's get you some food and a place to rest. And then I'll I'll go dig around in my attic and see what I got.
That sounds perfect. Then I can demand nothing more.
He yells, Corporal! The younger dwarf sticks his head in. Aye, Captain. Take them across the street. Get them settled in the inn. Let's put some men outside for their protection, not for ours from them. Understand?
Of course.
Yes. All right. Come with me, folks, if you'd like.
I think you're going to have to give us a moment here. What size is Talah right now?
Large.
Lord.
How in the world are we going to move that?
I got it. I cannot lift, but I can drag.
I can help lift.
Great. So Othokent's just gonna put her front paws and her head up on over his head and his shoulders and say, "All right."
Yeah, there's like an hour left on this run of Wild Ship.
Or we
Let's
could
get
just
going.
slice her until she turns into Talah.
No.
You know.
Punch her nose.
Booper
Booper
snoot.
snoot. Yep.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so they escort you over. They let you in. It's just like a inn that services specifically the troops. So it's very it's not fancy. It's more practical than anything. So it's for visiting troops, for them to go to unwind after after patrol or anything like that. So nothing special. It doesn't even have a name. It's just the official barracks inn. So they take you over there. They're able to get you food, drink. They've got individual rooms for all of you guys upstairs. They do start to ask that it's like, we generally don't let dogs inside.
She's only a dog for the time being.
She only identifies as a dog.
Have you ever heard of a furry?
No. She's a druid. She'll turn back soon enough.
Ah, well, she'll need to fit up the stairs. They're not really wide enough for her. She's a
They're calling you
lovely.
fat.
That's not what I said, and you know it.
No, Abraham's just teasing you. Don't worry about it.
I'm used to men like him. Why don't you get upstairs, you old bastard?
Yeah.
Go get yourselves cleaned up. We'll have some roasted lamb shortly.
So, since we're going to have to get Talah upstairs, and I do not believe Othokent's going to get a large-sized wolf upstairs, even with the help of Nathaniel, he is gently going to tap Talah on the cheek and say, "Talah, I need you to turn back so you can get to your bed. Talah. Please, Talah, I am not strong enough to carry you. Not upstairs."
Well,
What was that sound?
And if I try and take steps up, I'm going to drop you on Nate.
There is some more whining of Wolf and then a Talah.
Oh. Then I let go.
Ba-dum-doomph.
So yeah, you guys make it up to your rooms. They're thin but long, if that makes any sense. So like the bed takes up like an entire wall towards the end, but then there's like a dresser and a small table. As you guys get settled in, about 30 minutes after you do, various middle-aged female dwarves are going to knock on the doors and bring in plates of, it's roasted lamb, potatoes, some kind of weaker watered down ale that's good for like drinking with your meal, and mead. Big hearty rolls, that kind of stuff. And then they'll point you like, hey, down the hall on the right is the bathrooms, and then there's showers, there's tubs, all of that kind of stuff there. So there's a male and female side. I ask if you guys need anything else, but unless you guys have specific requests.
Do you have some dishes just with vegetables and salad? No meat?
No.
Well, can it be made?
No.
Perfect. Okay.
You have to have ballast. How are you gonna go fight and be a soldier with no meat in your stomach?
I mean, I feel like Talah has plenty ballast.
I've done so many times.
You just
It's-
talk about Talah's boobs?
What? No.
What?
You're not
it's
there,
fine.
Abraham.
It's
Oh.
complete.
Guess I'm making pancakes and oats.
I mean, I could just eat the potatoes. As Talah is nearly falling asleep at the table again. Just heavily leaning with her head on her hand, just only half present, eyes closed.
Here comes the Arakakra. Say ah.
Otho,
What is it, Gobs?
since we'll be resting for the night here, at least as far as I understand,
Hmm.
do you mind if I spend the night in your room then?
Feel free to.
Thank you.
So I do not hope you all mind me taking a commanding lead in this.
Not at all.
No, this is your call. So, what are we doing with the guy? We're dragging him in front and doing the whole court thing, right?
Yes.
Alright.
We're at least gonna do our damnedest to do so, but if our own safety is way too much in peril to do such, we can kill him.
Who are we bringing to trial?
Don't worry about it, I'll fill you in tomorrow.
Okay.
So
Is
I'm
the-
guessing I shouldn't send him into the void if I can avoid it then.
Oh, definitely not.
I
Alright.
mean, only enough for him to stay alive.
I mean, you could always just throw him into a bag of holding.
Oh no, what I had planned was a one-way trip.
If you take a leg, it's okay, but not much more than that.
Okay, I was just trying to make a dark joke. Now you're scaring me.
But yes, we will try and take him alive. We'll try and have him be in front of the dwarves to receive his judgment. And we will do the same to the rest of my tribesmen. If we meet anything else along the way, something not of this world, of course, we are going to eliminate it with utmost prejudice. And with any luck, once we're done with this, we'll have our way straight into the Shadowfell.
Alright.
I am both looking forward to it and not looking forward to it.
That is an understandable reaction. And also, once again, if I haven't said it before, I'm very happy that you've all accepted to help me in this.
You're welcome.
Okay, anything else you would like to do this evening?
Sleep.
It doesn't seem to be the right time to go bar fight a drunken dwarves, so not that right now.
So,
Maybe. Sorry.
although, I mean, I know the guy is respected and all that, but do be careful in the night. I mean, one of us should probably keep a watch.
I think that's why Gobs wants to stay in my room during the night.
That
Yeah,
would
I
be
just
accurate.
like if we need to like shift, like take turns as we
If
usually do.
someone gets hurt, Otho can take care of it.
The issue is if Otho gets hurt.
If you want to stand guard outside my room and take shifts at it, I am fine with it.
I'll take first watch.
Just
Talah, you take the sleep watch. You need it.
I understand that dwarves intend to guard this place, but if someone is determined enough, you know.
well, at the very least, just stay safe.
Of course.
I think I need to drag Talah off to bed before she starts drooling all over the table.
Well, they brought dinner up to you in your rooms.
Yeah.
So I assume this conversation is probably happening in Talah's room.
Oh, I thought it was at the table.
There is a table in each room.
I think we are just kind of semi-gathered around one room. Maybe standing out in the hall, sitting on a chair, stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else anybody would like to do? Anything else anybody would like? Yeah, I said that right. My brain's not working today. Before everybody goes to bed.
Nope, just doing what I said in chat.
Nate is still not distrustful, but very wary about this whole thing. So he does want to go around this entire place and try and figure out escape routes and whatnot, if need be.
Abraham, which book are you studying tonight? Your book or the other
Codex
book?
of the Dreamweaver.
That's the
Is
one?
Is that the one
Yeah.
you were trying to reference? No.
Yes.
I would be studying the Codex of the Dreamweaver.
Okay, what's the maximum spells level you can cast right now?
5th level.
What in that book? What was the last spell level?
4th level.
4th level. Okay, give me an Arcana check.
Cast guidance on myself. Kidding. I mean, if I could cast guidance on myself, I would. Just like in Baldur's Gate 3, before every skill check, guidance.
Yeah.
But how does it make sense over the course of hours? When do you cast guidance? It only lasts for so long.
You learn that spell, and it's
I learned a
always
spell.
prepared as long as you have the book on you.
I shoved
just
the
like the
book
other ones.
inside me.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
William? Awesome. Next morning, you awaken to the smell of strong coffee, eggs, bacon being cooked below. I will say because of the hearty meal, it's rustic but yet super comfortable. Any everybody's full from exhaustion. Nobody has any stacks of exhaustion at this point.
Woo!
From 2 to 0, let's go.
0 to hero. Woo, woo.
Just like that.
Othokent, as
Yes.
you come down in the morning, couple things. There are light shafts cut in to the mountain on the that feed into the main room, so you can see the sun as it starts to come up.
Beautiful.
Also, the captain is sitting there at a table, smoking a pipe, finishing off a plate of breakfast. All right, there he be. Question for you.
Yes.
Do any of your folk wear heavier armor?
I believe the one who wears the heaviest armor is Gobx.
All
I
right.
wear medium armor. I don't know if
Oh.
that's the right thing, right way of saying it.
All right. Well, I guess this half plate probably wouldn't work for you, so we'll leave that in the bag. And he's got a bag of holding he's digging into.
Half
Shields?
plate is medium armor?
Oh, all right. Here then. And he
Wait,
pulls
let me
out.
just check.
It is
Isn't
medium.
that breastplate?
AC 15. No, half plate. AC 15. Mike sticks +2.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
Ye-
the heaviest medium armor you can get.
All
Exo
right.
dwarf.
He sets that out. All right. He can give you a set of that. Any of you use shields?
I do.
Oh, all right. Here.
Otho does.
Otho also does, yeah.
Yes.
All right. There's a pair of those. Also, I used to use these back in the day when our miners, not like our children, like the people who mine stone, use these. Let's set a pair of these out for you. I also have these for you. And he pulls out these 3 items. So it's the best I've got. Oh, and which one of you is your person who does all your scouting, kind of leads you where you're going?
That would be
Pippin.
Nathaniel.
All right. Hey, Nathaniel, here's the map. It's got all the mountain paths. It's also got some of our hidden caches that we keep
Ooh.
food, medicine, weapons, portable forages, that kind of
Was
stuff.
that all right to share?
Who's going to tell me no?
Fair enough, sir.
All right.
I do have a question about the armor you put forward.
Aye.
No, this is more to the GM. It says
Aye.
resist mundane weapons. But it's only resistance to cold, right?
So it's like
Resistance to
because it's
non-magical
half.
weapons?
It's because it's plate. It's good against most weapons.
It's just flavor text. That's good
It's
against.
flavor text.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, it's just flavor
Yeah.
text.
Yeah. So the mundane weapons is what gives it the +1 to its AC. So it's +1 half plate, and it gives you resistance to cold damage.
And it also gives you resistance to anything that's not magical. Because they're mundane weapons.
No.
Nice try.
I thank you very much, Lord Commander, of all these blessed gifts.
Oh, God, I thought you were talking to the GM. Oh my God. I thought you were fluffing up sound screen calling him.
Lord. Dear Lord Soundscream. O benevolent king.
Sorry, Otho.
There's one
It's okay.
last thing, and it's
Okay.
specifically for you, Lightbearer.
Oh?
He's gonna pull out of the bag a
Stick.
small stone that shines as brightly as the sun, literally. So, like, you can't stare directly out of it.
Oh my!
This is called the Sunstone of the Dawn Guard.
Oh. I have heard tales of the Dawn Guard.
And I've sent it specifically to you.
Yes, I am currently reading.
Did Nate get access to the kitchen earlier?
No. There's no way
Shit.
a dwarven female is going to let you in her kitchen, period.
Well then.
Shit nuts.
Then Nate would have gone outside and made a small fire.
You're not getting outside yet. Don't worry, Nate. I'll help you.
Yes.
Just relax.
What?
She would be like, "What?" So if you tried to go into the kitchen, so we can, while Othokent's reading that, we can roleplay that out. Because, what do you think you're doing, lad?
I always make oatmeal and pancakes every morning. And it just feels wrong not to have that.
Well, why didn't you just say something? You don't think I can make oatmeal?
No, it's not that. It's just like it's kind of what I do.
Not in my home, you don't.
Well,
I don't care how cute you are. You're not getting in my kitchen. But go sit your square bottom down at the table next to the captain, and I'll bring you out some pancakes and your oatmeal.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Just for you?
No, it was like oatmeal for me and just pancakes for Talah. Like at the very least. Like I usually make for everyone, but like it just, you know.
By Mordin's beard, you make everything more difficult than it needs to be. All the pretty ones always do. How many pancakes do you want?
Like 10.
Was that so hard, you daft bastard?
Yes.
I don't understand why. And a bowl of oatmeal for each of you?
Yes, please.
Any special request? Do you need honey? Do you want bacon in it? Do you want it to be sundew kissed by a virgin's honey pot?
Is that something you can do?
I'll have to go find one.
I'll just stick to honey and berries then.
Any special berries for your baby boy?
No,
Berries, raspberries,
no, any is fine.
dingleberries.
Not those. No thanks.
Oh, well, at least
No
he
need
makes
to make
some
fun of
sense.
him.
There's plenty of need, lassie.
No, there's not.
Well, maybe You being so accommodating is why he can't make up his mind and just state what he wants. 10 pancakes, 5 bowls of oatmeal, all of them with berries that aren't shite. Right?
Yes.
Sugar, honey, butter, bacon, nothing.
No bacon. The rest is
If-
fine.
Want you to know if you didn't have such a handsome face, I wouldn't be doing any of this. Then she slaps you on your rear end and says, "Get out of my kitchen. I've got cooking to do."
Right, okay. I don't understand.
I
Then she
like her a
start-
lot.
Then she starts saying words in Dwarvish that you're pretty sure are swear words. But you don't know because you don't speak Dwarven.
Indeed, I don't.
And about 10 minutes later, she comes out and sets all the oatmeal and the pancakes out. And she elbows you, Talah, and she goes, "I'm just messing with them, lass."
Well, plenty of people do that already. He could do with a break.
He could do with some self-confidence. Let him spend
Yeah.
a month here with us dwarves. He'll be as firm as ever. And she winks at you.
People would stop harassing him. Maybe he would actually gain that self-confidence for once.
Maybe so, but I
Actually-
understand. I hear a rumor he's the one that broke Winter. What else does a man need to have confidence?
People that get off his case.
All right, all right.
And actually treat him with respect.
Well, now. You sure you're not part dwarvish yourself? You'll
No,
take good
my
care
other
of him.
half is Furbolg. I'm proud.
Well, good for you, lass. Good for you. If you need anything else, let me know. Oh, Captain, another citrus ale, right? Aye. All right. And she goes and gets another pint for him and slides it over to him. So, hopefully that'll give you guys a bit of a heads up. Also, does the little green one, does she just get naked around everybody?
Why? Are you into goblins too? Is that like a common thing?
Well, I'm into anything that's cute and has an attitude.
I'm a scraggly creature. You
Yeah,
need
we
to
can-
see a therapist about this.
We can work around it.
No, Gobx is just not shy about anything.
Seems like a good one to have around.
Oh, definitely.
Also, Otho, do you want my old armor? It seems to like body fit.
I do appreciate the offer, but my scales are my armor.
All right. Well, it's more if you needed the extra layer of protection, and it does turn into that cowboy-looking shirt.
Hmm.
Just to be warned. This prophet, Shar is with him strongly.
That is what I've heard. That is why I worry a bit. But whatever power he gets from Shah, I get the same tenfold from Lathander.
He'll need to be. You're walking into pure darkness there.
Well done.
So, just a quick question: what does Shar is a god, right? What does she stand for exactly?
Oh, she's the goddess of dark, but not just darkness, right? Because nighttime can be beautiful. This is the kind of dark where you can't see nothing. The kind of dark where you feel something's creeping around.
It's
You
gonna
know
be
what I mean?
weird to be on the other side of that coin.
Well, the void is different. The void is just nothing.
Oh no, I'm talking about what I usually do with magic. Never mind.
He kind of eyes you sideways.
You know, funny thing is, I can actually wear a set of armor, but I'll still have my good AC.
It's only if you want it.
I've never tried wearing armor very much, so I'll try it. If nothing else, I'll have a cowboy shirt. Be an interesting look.
And you're gonna grab the shield from the dwarves, right?
Definitely.
He has
Call.
more than one.
He has multiple of that particular shield. Now,
Yeah.
does the user of the shield still need to concentrate on the shield of faith?
I would say yes if it's a concentration spell, because it
It
just
is.
allows you to cast it. Doesn't the shield isn't casting it; it's allowing you to cast it.
Yes, that's the clarification I needed. Thank you.
Yep.
Then I stick to my sentinel shield.
Great. So that still leaves us with the potion, the sigil, and the righteous ember.
Speaking of which, I just remember. Wait, never mind. Never mind.
Who do we believe could use these things the best?
Let me take a look.
I mean, the sigil for Abram, maybe?
It will make him more hard to target with all the weird magical doohickeys they'll throw in case they get through his already sharp defense against magic. Or as we say, no, you don't get to cast the spell. Unless, of course, he's already wearing an amulet that fits him better.
So, do you need to be drunk? Oh, it's a potion. Never mind. I read it as a magic.
You just hold on to the potion. You're like, as long as I got this, every time I get hammered, I've got stone skin.
Yeah, I hadn't read the actual name of the item. I just read Ren Drunk gain the effect of stone skin for 1 hour. That's a cool dwarven item right there.
I want
the
this
dwarven
one.
warrior getting hammered.
I could see dwarves making that item.
I could see
That's
the.
A surly mug of of resistance.
Or just reverse the sigil of the Dawnhammer's effect with that. Get drunk and you're resistant to fear. It's like perfect. Can't scare me. I'm hammered.
I'm not sober enough to know how bad of an idea this is.
Not
But
sober enough to feel pain.
Hmm.
It's still there. I'll feel it in the morning.
I've already got an amulet of Death's Embrace that I've never used.
Oh yeah.
What's that one do again? Isn't the animation?
It has,
thing,
a
or-
thing has to die in front of me, and the newly dead thing can then be bound into a soul stone, essentially, into the amulet itself.
Hmm,
It's a Zora star, essentially.
yes. That is practical, but
Never
very
used it.
niche.
Very niche.
Then
As
I'd
if
prefer
all of
you
us
to.
have played Elder Scrolls.
I think it would still be better for Abraham to be resistant against necrotic and shadow magic.
Yeah, and I'm already attuned to 3 items.
So I
What
have
say
the
you,
cloak.
Abraham?
I have a cloak. I have a wand. No, I don't have a wand. I have the staff. No, so I have the cloak. I have the staff, and I have the amulet. That's 3. So I'd have to swap one out.
I have my bow.
Which one do you have?
I had a wand of the War Mage. +1, but the Staff of the Grave King gives me a +2 to all spell attacks.
Nexus, do you have anything other than your bow?
No.
Then, if nothing else, you could grab the amulet. It's a bit of extra protection for you.
Yeah, but I don't really feel I need it that much. I mean, I won't say no, but I'd prefer it on someone like Abraham or Talah.
What is Talah rocking?
I have a necklace and a staff.
So 2 attuned items.
I mean, considering the gauntlets are magical, wouldn't they also affect you when you're in your wild shape style?
I don't know.
Yes, they would.
Rules as written, they do. Well, not rules as written, just through how the rules work. Yes,
Doc?
magic items work.
Yeah, Talah
The-
still doesn't know that.
Can you check your Discord for the latest message?
Because Talah is still not, like, a pro at the whole druid thing. She knows she can change
No.
into animals. She doesn't really know what happens to items when she's an animal.
Well, I will assume that magic effects still affect you, just because we can't see the items. I think the gauntlets will be a good choice on you. Considering when you turn into big animals, you can have a tendency of grabbing on to enemies.
Yeah.
And they will help in that.
I mean, unless someone else wants them.
I think you're the one who can use them the best. I already have my gauntlets, and they do a lot more than than they do. At least for my musculature.
Well, my physical strength tend to just be destructive, not actually like lifting and such.
My physical strength is completely borrowed from the gauntlets I'm wearing. I was actually quite scrawny before them. But you guys remember.
Remember.
Member.
Anyway,
Remember.
anyways,
I don't
Talah,
remember.
Talah, you will have the gloves if you would like to use them.
Alright. So I attune to these, right?
Yes.
30 minutes.
So that still leaves the potion, the ember, and the sigil.
The Emperor seems like it could be used by anyone, since it's just, as far as I understand, break the thing and the effect takes hold on all of us.
Indeed.
So
But I
someone
still
who's central to the group, I guess.
Sigil of the Dawn Hammer. Like, why isn't Otho taking it?
Well, no insane reason why, but I've kind of hit my attunement limit.
Okay, so if you swap out your ring, your ring
Then
provides you resistance to necrotic
damage.
Yeah.
Then I just get a slight bonus on saving throws. And ring also can give me disadvantage, give people disadvantage to attacking me. The ring is really, really good. It was more just if we have someone else who doesn't have something that protects them from this and might have something that's.
I could use it.
As I said, I'll happily take it, but I think it makes more sense on either Talah or Mr. Grissom.
Well,
I got an idea.
Alright.
I'm gonna go. It's like it's a theme kind of thing like this. If you want Talah, do you want the fear thing? Because I have another idea.
I got the gauntlets.
Okay. How many do you? Can you get another attunement?
Nope, I'm at 3.
You're at 3.
By the way, the attunement limit is dumb.
It is. That's why in my game it's 5.
Yeah.
In my game, I've gone back to slot-based, like in Pathfinder.
Or in 3rd edition.
That too, but I've played a lot more Pathfinder.
True.
I've done the same for my 5e game. It's just, it's easier to track. Well,
I
not
play
easier,
with
it
20
makes sense.
ring slots.
It's
What?
1 ring per hand.
And
Unless you have
toe.
a hand of glory.
If you want to use that many rings, you'll have to take up the Pimp class.
The pimp class.
If you take the Pimp class, you get 21 ring slots.
Oh god.
Cock ring of Revivify, let's go!
It's the only way my dick works. I have to bring it back to life.
Wait, does that mean that girl characters only get 20 regardless? Or no, they get 20.
They get
the nipples.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, then there's piercings, and then we can
Piercings.
go
No,
down
you're
a
good.
whole other
We're
route.
good. We're good.
Uh-huh.
So we're all maxed on attunement slots. So it's just swapping shit out, essentially,
Except Nate, I think.
except for Nate. Okay.
Yeah, I have 1 item.
1 item. Okay.
The bow.
As a note, to be clear, I would say the armor, the shield, and those gauntlets don't require attunement.
Oh, well, that leaves Talah with
Oh.
another open slot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
Talah
also
didn't.
have an open slot.
Okay, gauntlets don't require attunement. Gotcha.
Yeah, the amulet would, and the thing I sent you, Otho, does, for
Mhm.
obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Right, actually, I'm not entirely sure because only one of my items actually require attunement as far as I can read.
If it doesn't state that it requires attunement, it doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think the Sentinel.
none
from
of
your
the
game
stuff that you've
requires
given me requires
Well,
attunement.
Well, I was gonna say the sigil I would say would.
And the cloak. Okay, I have 1 attunement. The cloak requires it. So the cloak I'm wearing requires it.
Yeah, I don't think your staff does.
It doesn't. And neither does the amulet I'm wearing. So I could wear 2 amulets.
Yeah, only the locksmith's pick I have requires attunement.
So I could
And
wear
when
the
I'm-
amulet.
When I'm reading into it, it also says on the Ring of Dark Resilience, it doesn't say it requires
Yeah.
attunement.
So that doesn't matter either. So you could be the Dawn Hammer. You could be the central point of this protection from your
I
god.
said you would definitely do it.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no to being showered with magic items.
Then I'm going to put on my other ring since I don't have to attune to that one. So now I'm blinged out.
You're gonna go full Mr. T on us.
I got 2 rings. No, I got 1 ring, an amulet, a staff, and a cloak.
Alright, well then I'll grab the sigil of the Dawn Hammer. And become more resistant to shades. It's also good
Just a
because I am.
real man's robe.
Which is also good considering that makes me way harder to kill in the situation, which is good. Alright, that leaves the potion and the coal. So, or the ember coal, call it what you will. The like I said before, the coal should be in someone who stands in the middle or close to other people. So we get the best chance of it helping us.
So you then.
Yes, that would generally be you.
Yep.
I'm generally in front of you.
Me again? Oh, okay.
Either me or you would make the most sense.
I'm sorry to
You're
say, but
gonna
you are
be the
heart
hero of the
this party.
story.
I mean, I do have decent levels of protection for myself and do stay close to Abraham a lot of the time. I think it's good if he holds on to that.
Dude, does the Wand of Magic Missiles require attunement?
Don't recall.
I don't think so.
I don't think any
Does
wands
it?
do, but I could be wrong.
I am checking.
Me too. Wand uncommon. No, you don't have to attune to it.
So what items are we missing?
Now we're just missing the potion of Stoneflesh.
Hmm.
That's definitely not for Othokent. It's for one of the frontliners.
What does Stoneskin do again?
A lot.
It
I
gives
think.
you resistance to all non-magical weapons.
I mean, then Talah or
Talah or Yeet or
Gobx.
Gobs, yeah.
I can grab it.
What
Because
is it, a
that will
second level
also
spell?
make the armor of Agatha's armor. It will also make that better because the damage is
Yeah.
halved before being inflicted to that.
Otherwise, we could just also just throw it at Abraham and make him the tankiest boy ever, making sure he never goes down again.
We could.
Protect against the finger of death I took.
Hmm.
that permanently killed me until
Yeah.
Lothar
Yeah,
took
well,
Jesus.
it didn't permanently kill you. You came back as a zombie.
it. Being a zombie means I'm alive.
Well, it doesn't mean you're dead.
It's not dead.
Hey, you know, that's kind of funny. Me and Abraham are the two people in the body that's been zombies.
Mm-hmm.
What?
He's
Wait,
just
well,
he's just mostly dead.
Well, I'm the only one who's been torn in two.
Othokent was a voodoo zombie for a whole round or two.
Well, Nate's the only one who got his neck snapped.
Nate's died and been resurrected too.
So the only one who hasn't actually died is Talah.
Talah,
she's been
no.
she's been near dead in a coma.
Hey, Talah, come over here. I want you to experience something.
Okay, what were we doing?
One of us. One of us. One of
What are we doing? Suddenly, frickin'
now-
Gobs is like, "Hey, arm, could you? You know?
Hey, now, Talah, just look at the pretty flowers and think of the bunnies.
Okay. Thinking of bunnies.
Oh god,
Those
where's
are
my
pretty
contingency? Where's
flowers.
contingency? I need the cat's contingency now! Oh god.
Talah, I need you to turn into a yellow lab for no reason whatsoever.
Oh no.
Okay. Come on, James.
No, Mama. It's
She's
my dog.
dog. I'll
I'll
do it.
it.
And meanwhile, the others are just holding back Pip because Pip really wants to save Talah from this.
No, he's like, no, I've wanted to do this for a long time. Don't take this from me. Let me do it.
Also, you're welcome for the trauma.
Alright, so
No. No, Nexus. No. No. No.
What
what
did
did
you
he send
do?
you?
What is going on?
No.
He sent him something.
No.
What
Bad
did you
Nexus.
Send him.
Okay.
Go lay down.
Okay.
Nexus, what did you send
Fine.
him?
You
What
won't
the
get
dog
it. If you
doing?
haven't seen it.
What are you talking about?
Oh no.
I know what he was talking about. I was referencing.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, I
what?
knew. I caught on.
No, Talah, you
Oh,
Nari,
God.
Nari, no.
Alfred.
No. Stop.
Alfred.
No.
Please,
Stop.
Hang on.
No.
I'm
You know,
so confused.
I'm glad you're confused, because if you were in on it, you'd be very sad right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the series with you someday.
Okay.
He doesn't even know about it at all. Okay.
So you don't want me to be sad today?
I'm trying to avoid it.
Why?
Because
You haven't
it's Saturday.
spared me before.
Good lord. All right, fine.
Okay.
Well,
are we
it's
done?
all
Saturday. Uh-huh,
all right. Are you guys all settled?
Yes,
Who's got the potion?
I do.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
man's
because he
not
wants to
need
be
write
drunk
this
all
down.
the time.
If you give it to your arm, does only your arm go to stone?
Actually,
Alright.
that's an interesting question. Can the arm eat other magic items, or is it just weapons? I think it's just weapons, right?
It's just weapons.
So it can't
Yeah.
incorporate other things.
All right. The army marches in 5 days. I've do my best to offer quarter, but if they fight, they die.
That is within my expectations.
That's not fun
No.
for anyone.
That's why we must save them, Talah.
Well, let's hope we can.
He hollers for the innkeeper to bring out 6 shot glasses, and she does. They have plenty, and they're kind of stoneware shot glasses. They're not glass. Sets them out on the table, and he takes a golden flask out of his jacket pocket and pours a little bit in each one, and goes, "May the blessings of Morden be with y'all." And he holds up his cup, and he's got a cup for all of you. And he holds it up for you guys to cheers with him.
Of course.
Absolut cheer with them.
Well, as you drink, all of you need to make a Constitution saving throw because it is
Yes.
potent.
As he poisoned all of you.
Yeah, you all die.
Nate doesn't really drink.
Yeah, neither does Talah.
Abraham likes it too much.
Well,
Nate doesn't really drink. Freaking 22.
Nate is a big boy. It takes a lot to get him.
suddenly his dad's genes kick in. Just lock in.
So
Your dad's
Otho,
just sitting in a sofa somewhere. I'm suddenly very
Hang on a
proud.
second. If Nate right now took out his little mirror cube and just swapped roles around, he could just make himself hammered instead of Abraham.
yes, but no, because he could swap one of his roles that's there for Abraham, so he could give you the 20 and take
Mhm.
the 5 and load
Right.
it in there that he could then give to somebody else.
Gotcha. I was just thinking it's funny. It's like, no, I don't want to be hammered. You are.
I mean, I guess he could give you the 20, take the 5 in, then give himself the 5 to reabsorb his 20 if he really wanted to.
So that was funny. Distributing drunkenness via magic.
So, Othokent and Nate, you guys take it. It runs into your veins. You don't get ditzy or vomity or anything like that. Talah and Gobs, you get a little. Everything's a little blurry. You're not like hammered. Abraham, you can smell the rainbow.
I know what being hammered's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him in a certain club with a pineapple drink.
That was just awesome. I was picturing him that entire episode like Merlin from the Disney cartoon.
Yeah,
after he
yeah.
gets
The
back from
Hawaiian
Bermuda.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing Abraham as. But
Yeah,
anyways, in addition to that, you all get +2 to your Constitution score for the next 7 days. You get advantage on Constitution saving throws against exhaustion. And you gain +4 to your baseline strength for 7 days.
You said +4.
+4.
Can you write that somewhere so I can also note it down in my sheet?
Yeah, because 5e doesn't have temporary stat increases.
Nope.
We have to track this when the days left over and remove them from our sheet.
Yeah. I mean, we do have in the gear, in the middle, there's attribute options where you can add to.
Wait, where are you seeing that?
+4 to strength.
You click the gear next to spells.
Like the cogwheel and then in the middle thing.
Yeah, in the
Oh.
middle, there's attribute
Attribute
options.
options.
Oh, I see. Cool, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Advantage person.
It's all good.
As the blood of Moradin curses through your veins. The name of the liquor.
Nice. By the way, Doc, that's also where you can set your initiative style to advantage.
Oh, cool. I actually need to do that because I have that constantly.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it.
Thank you
And it
so
was-
much.
And it was the score, not the save, correct?
The score. Yep. This will also, Nari, just for your sake, if you, whenever you shift into any creature, it will apply to those creature stats as well.
Nice.
So if you change into a fly, you'll be one hell of a strong fly, for example.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna ask, does it do diddly for Ofo who has strength through magical gauntlets?
Yep.
Yay!
Yep. It's on. It's. This is on top of any other bonuses you could possibly have.
So
I'm
what you could
literally-
say, you have 24 strength. You could literally fold a dwarf into a tin can.
Yeah, this is
Well-
literally an alcohol brewed by Moradin.
Yeah.
Himself.
Oh my.
You could fold.
In
You
other
could fold
words,
somebody into a
where-
tin can.
Where lifting Wolf Talah was an issue at the beginning of this session, you could do it twice now.
I'm almost as buff as a 20 level barbarian.
Also, I presume the increase in Constitution also increases hit points and all that.
It does.
All right.
Enjoy the extra hit point.
The extra 90 hit points.
What?
Sorry, 10 hit points. I said the
Jesus.
Yeah, it's one hit
The
point.
extra
per
90.
level.
What, y'all don't have 600 hit points right now?
No? Do you?
Yeah, of course.
Wait, why do you
I-
get
I-
10?
We are level 10. Your Constitution
Yeah?
score just increased by 2. That increases your modifier. You add your Constitution score to your HP every level. So that is
Mhm.
1 additional hit point per level. For 10 levels, that is 10.
I just thought it would increase it by like 1.
Yes,
It
one
wouldn't
per
do it
level.
retroactively.
Yes,
does
Yes,
do it
yes, it does.
Yes.
It is
Just
retroactive.
like if you did,
Yes.
just like if you increased your con score as an ASI.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
that
cool.
increases your hit points retroactively.
What level are we?
10?
Are we?
Are we?
Aren't we?
Are we?
Thought you were 9.
I thought we were 9.
Yeah, we're level 9.
Same.
We're 9. Wait, do we get a level?
For sake, Nari.
Doc, is your character sheet at level 10?
It's set to level 10, yes.
Uh-oh! Nice one, John.
So tell you, see, we're level 10, you see? And I'm like, are we?
I remember
Were
asking
we?
you guys if we were once, getting a yes, and then going, oh shit, I need to update.
I've only ever said we were level 9
Ah.
personally.
Same.
All right, we'll deal with it not right this instant. So
So we all get level 10 now, right?
No. No.
Are you sure it wasn't about the Thursday campaign?
Oh, never mind. It's only I've only set it to level 10 on the thing. I've not added anything for level 10.
Sure.
Why the fuck have I
Sure.
done that? No, because at level 10 I
Okay.
get an otherworldly patron feature, which I don't
Mhm.
have.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's-
just keep moving.
Yes.
all right, Nate, give me a survival check based off the map and everything that you've gotten. So with advantage, as you look over the map to figure out the pathway you're going to take. Yep. So won't be a problem. If you guys push it, which means you'll have to roll an exhaustion check, you could get there by midday tomorrow. If you take it easy, where you won't have to do rolls, it'll be the morning after that you're able to get there.
You okay?
And there's a couple places like where they've got kind of hidden bunkers that already have like rations and medicines and firewood stored away, where it will be easy on either one, whichever, whether you stop early tonight to avoid having to roll against exhaustion. There you can kind of figure where you'll stop there, and there's a good place. And then there will be the second night as well at the same pace. And there's also a place like if you push it tonight, so that you can get up early tomorrow and push it the rest of the way the next morning and get there about midday. There's also a place. So the things are very strategically placed around the mountains for this.
Yeah.
So that's going to be your big decision. Do you guys push it to try to get there tomorrow? But at the risk of everybody having to roll a check against exhaustion? Or do you take it easy but sacrifice a half day?
I mean, we all have advantage versus exhaustion right now, so I mean, we could risk it for the biscuit.
We have also just gained a bonus to Constitution, so
I would say risking it. Also, Nate would be using his Deft Explorer to find the easier path for the rest of them, since he does have a climbing speed. So he can get around somewhat easier than the rest.
beautiful.
So,
So before we move on, I need the bathroom, I feel. So I'll be right back.
okay.
Have fun.
I suppose we can take a 5-minute break while
And
he's
get a
using
level?
the little lizard's room.
That little
Drain the
lizard's
lizard.
room. He's petting the lizard's head.
So, all our happy viewers, how are you this fine evening?
Ah, yes. Our viewers. How many are there?
Many.
like
Thousands.
a majillion?
They just don't know it yet.
They just what? How does
They're
that
complete
work?
shit nuts.
I already threw in the shit nuts of today.
Well, excuse me.
Is this a bonus shit nuts?
Perhaps.
Hmm.
I don't think the budget holds for that, but here we are.
Well, now there's plenty of shit nuts to go around for everyone.
Shit.
You get a shit nuts. You get a shit nuts. Everybody gets a shit nuts. Still feel like we should make a shirt with that.
Oh, too bad, other jackal. You get a plethora of personalities. Enjoy.
What? What?
It's one of our dear viewers. They are now the happy owner of multiple personalities.
Like Hyde?
Sure. That can be one of them.
Wait. Are people still able to hear us in the stream?
Of course they are.
Yeah, they
Yes.
How long have you been here, Sunscream?
I never left.
God damn it.
Mhm.
That's fine, right? We didn't. We're not. We behaved somewhat, right?
Mhm.
You don't hate us, right?
Everything is under control.
You're not allowed to hate me today.
Hit or hate?
Yes?
Both. He can hit on me, but nothing's gonna happen with that.
Why not today specifically?
Reasons?
You know the reason.
No, he doesn't.
I dag er den Aries fødselsdag.
No, stop! No! Stop
It's not like Nari is getting older today.
Oh, it's
No,
Nara's
I'm not.
birthday today. I actually didn't know.
See?
Thank
I
you for
told you he
reminding me.
didn't know.
Alright, that's fine. Let's find your birthday gift.
No!
Mwahaha.
Nexus, I asked
Get
you not to
gifted, fool.
say anything.
Well, that's what you get. Get loved, fool.
No, I don't wanna.
Oh, I think I know a game you'll enjoy.
Because today is just a freaking holiday here in the Netherlands where we celebrate the birthday of the king, which is tomorrow. But because it's on a Sunday, we celebrate it on a Saturday because
Yeah, but
why
here
not?
we celebrate our queens.
Then why aren't we celebrating Cyntari?
Oh.
Oof. Oh,
Because you said queens, multiple.
I mean, the princess got new clothes.
Yeah. How about
Yes.
Soundscream's queen then? Is she being celebrated today?
I mean, maybe later. Were we to divulge?
No, the
kids
are home.
You have to spend $6.99 to find out the answer to that.
The kids are home. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Doc! Marshall already messaged me today being like, oh, I sent you something on Steam, and I didn't check, and now I get a freaking pop-up that the certain Sakan has gifted me something.
Thanks for doxing my Steam on the stream. Love that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I really don't care.
Yes. Doc's Steam is Shere Khan. You know, the tiger from the Jungle Book.
Spelled S-E...
No, Shere Khan. A-S-H-E-R.
F-5-2-H-L.
Flem.
Fine, I'll open Steam and see whatever it is people have apparently sent me.
Yes.
Reminds me, I need to get
Oh
down
my-
another thing, because the thing I actually gave him is like a cheapo thing.
Okay,
Little
so...
Kitty Big City.
Yeah,
It's a really fun game.
here's the thing, right? You've just gifted me that. Marshall has gifted me Stray. Apparently,
Yay.
I'm just...
Get
I am-
Kitty.
I am just getting kitties today.
Get kitty.
You're getting all the
Pussy, yes.
Neat.
Usually that's
Well,
what the guys want for their birthday.
kitty streams coming up.
Apparently. Because now I have 2 cat games in my Steam list.
Yep.
That I didn't previously own. And I kind of feel like you want me to stream Stray at some point.
Sure.
I think we're still waiting on Othokent.
I don't know.
I think so. I think his stomach has gone haywire.
So Doc, Nexus also has Little Kitty Big City on his wish list. Can you also gift it to him?
What? No.
Actually, Nexus, did I give you anything for your birthday?
It's not been my birthday yet.
Last
No, I
birthday.
meant last year.
I think so. I don't remember.
That's a no. That's a no.
For fuck's sakes.
I'm spreading the love,
I'm fairly
Nexus.
certain I did.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Well, I know what I'll be getting him for this birthday.
Yay!
Let's see.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Assassin's Creed Shadows. The hate gift.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna make him happy with that.
No, I wouldn't do that. That is the same as gifting someone bad rats.
Someone gave me Coromon
What?
at the 28th of June last year.
Coral Mon.
Coromon. Coromon.
I have no clue what that is.
I don't know either.
It's a Pokemon like. It's pretty good.
Oh, I remember seeing that around on YouTube for a bit. It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And there's some
Good shit.
really good combos you can make with different typings. It's quite it's good in its own right. It's not just a Pokemon ripoff. It has its own typings and all. Doc is a good bean, the other jackal claims. I think I need to report the other jackal for hearsay.
False information.
Flash ban space THE_OTHER.
Jekyll and Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde. One is Jackal. The other is Hyde. So which Jekyll of the Jekylls is Hyde? Discuss amongst yourself first, and we'll get back to you in 5 minutes.
All right, we talked
Well,
about Jekyll today. It's
Well, the ref-
actually Jekyll.
Yeah, it's Jekyll.
What?
Yeah, you're saying it wrong. It's Jekyll.
Why is it
I-
Jekyll?
The author
That's how
says
the author.
so.
What?
It's supposed to be pronounced Dr. Jekyll.
That's what the author says.
But
Yeah, well, the author is apparently wrong.
So,
I agree.
so you want to hear something funny?
What?
Jeff,
Sure.
You know, me and my wife and my daughter, we love watching wrestling.
Ha
Ha ha ha. No. So last night
Oh.
there's a match between these 3 tag teams, and they can use all kinds of weapons and all this stuff. One of the guys in the front row had a prosthetic leg. He took it off and threw it to
Yes.
one of the wrestlers, who then hit one of the other wrestlers with it, and then threw it back to the van.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a wrestler,
And they're
which is a
allowed to do that?
performance,
In this
What else
particular
they
match,
can-
you can use any weapon. So they were throwing each other through tables, hitting each other with ladders and chairs.
Woohoo!
the
Yep.
wrestlers.
But yeah, it was just funny because a random fan literally took his leg off and threw it to a wrestler,
I
who then
love it.
hit one of the other guys with the leg and then threw it back to him.
That's great. I'd then sell the leg on eBay for like $1 million.
If I respond to this, I'm going to be the stereotypical woman.
Respond to it. Just get it out of your
No.
system.
No.
Don't worry, I don't watch wrestling either.
I watch some clips on YouTube, but I don't sit down and watch a full match.
And that's fine. I just thought it was funny that a guy in the front row literally took his leg off and gave it to the other guy to hit a guy with. It is dumb
Yeah.
and ridiculous, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
it probably did make that fan's day.
Oh yeah, he was going nuts.
I mean, not a lot of people can say such and such wrestler literally hit another guy with my leg. I hope I can do that someday. I don't have a prosthetic leg, but I'm planning on bringing a saw to the match.
Hmm.
There you go. There's a link to it. In general. I guess we should go ahead and go on, since apparently Doc drowned in the bathroom.
I've never
Doc.
left. I am still here.
I meant John.
John did
I've been
return.
back.
John's
Dead.
here.
He talked for a bit about Jekyll.
Yeah.
I suppose I didn't hear him. That's my fault. All right, so again, it's morning, early morning. Anything anybody else would like to do before you guys head off on the trip?
No, I think we need to leave before they find out what it did to their statue.
We didn't do anything to the statue, did we?
I did.
What?
No, you didn't.
No, it didn't.
So I do vote for just pushing through.
Yes, let's.
I'll try to find the least strenuous route for all of y'all.
As you always
Beautiful.
do. I trust you.
So yeah, you've already made the check because of the detailed map you were given. You had a good idea of where you were going to go, anyways. So yeah, you guys are able to leave. Nobody gives you a hard time leaving. The captain does walk you out the front, and then you guys take off. You move at a pretty brisk pace throughout the day, and because of your deft explorability, at the end of the day, right, while you've been taking good, good pathways and everything, it's still been strenuous because of the pace you've been pushing to try to get there as soon as possible. We are going to need to make Constitution saving throws versus exhaustion. You will make them with advantage because of the Deft Explorer. So with advantage, Constitution saving throws DC 15
All right.
for everybody.
Ah! Thank God for advantage. Oh no.
Haha!
Thank God for advantage.
All right, so everybody's good except for Abraham. You do take a point of exhaustion.
Which I will get rid of.
You wouldn't be able to do that till the next morning.
That's fine.
So you
Do
will
it the
down
next
a
morning.
spell slot the next morning.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm just
Also,
making sure that's clear.
I need to plan my spells.
Yeah, so you guys are getting up the next morning, plan whatever spells you need to prepare.
So what are y'all doing in the morning? The whole magic thing. I don't need to do that.
Well, I pray to Lathander for him to grant me the powers of daylight.
Right, which means Gobs has never seen you do that because she is never up at dawn.
I
Yeah,
make
that
oatmeal.
was kind of the point.
Yep.
She's up early here because it's cold as fuck.
But yes, that's what I do every morning. Have a long prayer to Lathander, and then I'm granted powers.
Wait, so they're not really yours?
No, if Lathander does not desire me to have these powers, I will not have them.
I always thought you were just the powerful one. Well, I guess you still are since he's doing that for you.
Indeed, I am a conduit of his will.
Then what is Abraham doing?
I'm taking these spell formulas and capsulizing them in my mind. Memorized. A
You
crystal clear
don't-
format for me to repeat and reuse at will.
You don't know them by heart?
I'm familiar with them by heart, but know them intricately enough to be able to spout their words and hand motions? No, it's a special mental practice.
By the way, is Talah also doing something in the morning? Because then she'd continue asking.
Yeah.
She's never seen any of you prepare spells.
Well, you're
Yeah,
not
she
really
just
getting
thinks
it.
about nature while she pees.
No. She is meditating, so she's not actually answering.
Gobs know about meditation. You taught her that, so she's not interrupting you. But she will ask when you're done.
Oh, I was communing with nature, I suppose.
And is that something you need to do, or is it just nice to do?
Both, I think.
I'm feeling very privileged by the fact that I think Exodorius just does that for me.
Well, then ask your arm what it does for you to be able to do things during the day.
I will the next time I have a chance to properly talk to it. Well, no, it's been responding a lot lately. Exodorius, do you do anything special when I'm asleep to prepare all these magics? Me, Betty? It's still asleep.
I must have been tired.
My arm is asleep. Flails around.
Get a syringe full of coffee, start injecting into your arm. Wake up! Sound swing?
What?
So we're
You
up in the
asked a
morning.
question.
I'm preparing to go.
I'm sorry. If there was a question in there, I completely missed it.
So we're just getting ready and preparing to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody want to do anything special, or we're just getting ready to get up and go?
Oh, so we're not hearing about the arm. Okay.
The
I
arm?
don't think it's responding.
I think his silence is that it's not responding.
I see.
We'll figure it out another time.
I get my magic through the oatmeal.
Is that why you were angry you weren't allowed to make it the other day? Well, yesterday.
Totally. I need to make my oatmeal. Otherwise, the day isn't right. Anyways, here's breakfast.
Gobs will devour whatever you put in front of her.
So, after breakfast and doing all of your prep, as you begin to descend into the plains, I will say, especially Nate will probably pick them up first. In the tree line where there's still shadow, under rocks and boulders, you're going to start to see lizard folk watching you. You'll notice that their mannerisms are not like Othokent's. It's much more like what you would picture like a monitor lizard who was just hanging out under a rock would look like. Most of them are very shabbily dressed, if at all. It's much more like being stalked by a creature than a person.
Okay.
So
Um,
this is
well-
what a slice of pizza feels like in the monitor.
So they're
Yes.
not coming out into the open, but you can see, like, once you get past them, you'll notice that they are moving around. And I will tell you, by the time you get fully down on the plains and start to head towards the first thing that you can see that resembles civilization, you've probably got, just in the distance, in the shadows, maybe up to 200 of them are out and about. None of them are pursuing you directly, right? You're not being chased or anything, but just know that they're in a not too far distance. And again, because of your passive perception, you're picking them up. And anywhere that's
And-
not direct sunlight, there is a small army of them around.
And they are actual lizard folk, just
Yes,
behaving more animalistic.
very much so. Yep.
Have I been close enough to make out facial features and such?
I'd say
Like,
that
can I see that?
I'd say no, especially because
Okay.
they're hiding in shadow and whatnot, and you being a weenie human who can't see in the dark. So it's more you can see motion, you can see things lizard folk shaped moving in the shaded and darker areas.
Yeah.
And then as you start to get down, you do see what appears to be a farm that you guys are coming up on.
Neat. It was just for the middle section of observant. Anyways,
Yeah,
when
I'll be honest with you. I don't think you can speak Draconic.
no.
Yeah, so
It's just like the main point was not to see what they're saying, because I doubt they would be speaking common, but more like they're behaving animalistically, but are they actually
are they actually
conversing with
talking?
each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I will drop back and notify Othokent and try to point them out without actually pointing.
Yeah. Although once he points this out, you start to pick him out pretty easily as well.
With my passive perception of 18, do I pick up on some as well, or?
Yeah, especially after, because I'm sure Nate, do you tell everybody or just Otho for some reason?
Mainly Otho, but I'm sure Talah would
Overhear it.
realize what he's doing. She
Yeah.
knows him.
Yeah, so I'd say you won't pick it up nearly as early as the other two,
Yeah.
but you will pick up on them.
Okay.
Do you think this is gonna be okay, Othokent?
Well, they are behaving on their base instincts, so for the moment they're not really tuned to being aggressive.
No, but I'm worried about being completely surrounded by hundreds.
Worry not. They can feel to some extent where we stand compared to them. Not everyone in my tribe was a warrior.
Okay.
You're the
Well-
only one of them with, like, emotions, right?
Indeed, I gained them after the Ethereum Sanctuary.
Alright.
I'll get
So-
back to leading then.
Yeah, as you guys continue down, you do see a farm up in front of you. Nate, at a distance, you can tell that it appears to be dwarfs are out in the fields working these fields.
Okay, and the general state of the dwarves?
As you get closer, you can tell that they are in chains.
Mhm.
They're very dirty. They're probably the thinnest dwarves you've ever seen. All of the men have their beards have been shaved off, and it doesn't look like it was gently. Some of them have like festering wounds on their face from their beards being cut off. And give me an insight check.
Oof. Da.
Yeah, you can tell like this isn't your hardy dwarf at work. This is a prisoner who's endured torture, who is being made to
Yeah.
work the fields. Yeah, there's about 20 or 30 of them out in the fields right now. And it's getting about noon. So Otho, you would know, this would have been a farm that your people had, this area. And you're about, 20 or 30 minutes from the main entrance to your clan's den.
Otho, what do you want to do with this?
We're still being observed by a good amount of lizard folk, right?
Absolutely. It's probably close to about 500 now.
I think if we start acting, fiddling with their servants, they're not gonna take kindly to it. We'll have to get them on the way back.
Alright. I don't like it, but I'm trusting you.
I don't like it either, but we are best to avoid that whole surrounded scenario.
Yeah.
So as you guys start to pass the farm, coming out of one of the shadow area is a lizard folk. You can tell just by the way they're standing and whatnot. But they are heavily covered in robes, so that none of their skin is exposed. Halt!
All right.
Why do you come here, warm blood?
I come here to do my duty. Coward.
Sazal said you'd come. Sazal
Well.
said you are not wise.
Well then, I say Sassel is, as my friend Gobx would say it, is a little bitch hiding in his cave. If Sassel already knows I'm here, then I'm gonna go straight to him, and you are not going to stop me.
No, not stop. Restrain.
No.
Restrain or prisoners die. Dithrak no care. Dithrak hungry. Like taste of dwarf. And he takes out he pulls a satchel he's got on his back out and he throws it and it hits and chains, like arm chains fall out. Chain each other.
So you have all your
What?
So you have all your friends ready to just kill the dwarves if I decide to go against you.
Of course. You harm Dithrak. then they die. You no chain, then they die. Dithrak cares not. Dithrak cares about food and shelter, nothing more.
Deathrack, that's the one we're speaking to right now, right?
Yes,
Does Deathrack not care for their own life?
does not matter.
Why not?
Long
It's your
term.
life.
No, it's the clan's life. Clan births. Clan must be strong. But Dithrak told you are weak. You would sacrifice your strength for the weak. This is foolishness.
You know, I am kind of impressed you are so high up on your horse calling me a fool when you can't even string together a proper sentence anymore. Diffrax. At least we were
Must.
coherent when I left.
I must speak uncouth tongue, so Warm Blood's friends would understand.
I understand just fine, Cold One.
Othos is a friend of yours?
No. No. But not an enemy either.
Dithrak does not hate any. No reason to waste effort on caring. Either
You don't
way.
even understand hate, you idiot. Or caring, for that matter. Hiding in the caves, being hedonistic, acting like animals, beasts. Throwing away
No.
all the gifts we've been granted. Fine, fine. If your leader is truly so pathetic he needs to chain me up to stand a chance, then I shall do it.
He walks forward and he picks up the first set of manacles. Goes, turn around, walk backwards to me, one at a time.
Didn't you
Alright.
just say we were supposed to chain each other?
Dithrak, not idiot. Dithrak no longer trust.
That you trusted us at all in all of this is kind of impressive.
Alright.
Your
I need
sentence
to
will be
worship
swift
this
and
guy.
terrible when the
Warm Blood once gave me food. Long ago, when Dithrak was little. Thought would return kindness, despite its weakness. Warm Blood has just proved Dithrak was wrong to trust emotion. Will not happen again.
Just get on with it, you bird-brained idiot.
We're actually letting him do it.
We're just surrendering.
You really have that little faith in me.
No, I just need to know what doing, why.
Othokent is gonna raise his, well, he doesn't have eyebrows, but, you know, come on. He's gonna lead us further.
Alright,
Okay.
alright.
Okay.
Weapons.
Talah's gonna turn around and walk backwards towards this guy as he asked.
And as you do, he puts the manacles on you, and they are tight. Like you can't move your hands apart from each other. Like they're so linked together that like you have to put effort to take tension off of your shoulders. That's how tight they are behind you. All right, so Talah is now restrained. And he hooks a chain onto the cuffs so that he can link them all together. Next one.
Otho, you go after me. And then Gobs is gonna go up. Go ahead.
Clamps on. Ties you on, so you've got maybe 3 feet of chain between you and Talah.
Then Ofo steps up.
Same thing. Nate, I will tell you, all the ones that you've seen around, you can see them starting to move in closer. The ones that are having to come out into the light do start putting on heavier clothing to protect themselves from the direct sunlight.
Really don't like this.
Yep,
Mr.
and you're
Grissom.
starting to see now that they're closer, you can see that they do have weapons, crude bows, crude sabers, things like that. Some carrying weapons that were obviously dwarf made. So evident that they didn't make them. But you know where they probably got them from.
I guess
Yes,
Sable
you gotta
surrender
have
himself
faith.
next.
Okay, you can get cuffed in. Nate, you're the last one.
Just sweating bullets.
Come.
This is like the disadvantage of being that observant.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Just might as well die with the rest.
Yep, so you're cuffed in, and as you do, all the ones you saw putting on heavier clothing begin to kind of swarm out and around all of you. So there's probably about 100 or 200 heavily cloth, robed lizard folk. They kind of scramble on all fours until they get closer, and then they start to stand up. They're real hunched over. Right, they're not like Othokent, who stands proud and strong. They're very hunched over. They've all got their ill-kept weapons. A incredible smell of rotten flesh around all of them, as like you would smell on, like, say, a vulture. Right, carrion feeders is the stench and smell you're getting. Understand, you behave, or friends and other hostages die.
Yes, I understand. I will behave according to your asinine rules. Now just lead us where we need to go.
Sazal wants to see you. Wants
You
you
didn't have-
taken down to see Night Mistress Temple. Yes?
Yes, you didn't have to chain me for this. I would have followed willingly. But alas, let's go on your adventure.
Illogical to leave unbound enemies. And he walks up to the front in front of Talah, and he grabs the chain, the other end of the chain, and just begins pulling you guys along.
That must hurt like hell the way it's chained up.
It does.
Like you described with the freaking shoulders. Ah.
Yep. Is not a comfortable situation. So yeah, you walk in. Otho, this journey as you start to head into the mouth of your den is heartbreaking. There's refuse and filth. All the warmth, the fires are out. It was a home, right? Previously. Now it's just a hole that people sleep in and poop in and eat in. You can smell rotting bodies. You can smell filth. Everything's fouled, right? There's no light. There's no fires. There's no warmth. Most of this is empty. As you begin to move in, again, just the smell is atrocious. Talah, it's kind of heartbreaking for you because when you've talked to Otho in the past and he've told you about home,
Yeah.
you pictured, this warm, vibrant place where people, despite not having emotion, right, they were still cared for each other and took care of things. Where logic was the rule, there were exceptions. This is just animalistic survival and nothing more. And even then, badgers don't poop in their holes, right?
You know.
Yeah, so it's a perversion of that. So it's kind of heartbreaking for you in a couple different ways, because you've heard the fondness that Othokent has talked about this place, combined with this isn't their natural state, their natural equilibrium.
Yeah.
So that's hard for you.
What does the
Uh,
earth itself feel like
It's
if I focus on that?
it's like a polluted water stream, right? The earth feels that same way.
Okay.
It's
So
polluted,
corrupted,
dead, doesn't like it, right?
sick.
Yep. You can see as you begin to wind down, all of those lizard folk that were following before, that are super covered, now take off their clothing. All these little cavern pockmark holes, you start to see more and more lizard folk crawl out of it. You can hear some crying down one of the tunnels off to the left, and some people speaking, whispering quietly in Dwarven. That's also where a large part of the stench is coming from. You can smell, you smell disease. You smell all of that. Both you and Otho do. So you kind of get the idea that's where the captives are. But all the lizard folk you start to see crawling out aren't swarming you per se. They're crawling on the walls, the roof. They're crawling past you guys. They're going down into this darkness. You guys have gotten far enough in at this point that anybody that does not have low light vision or dark vision is blind. You probably walk. What's that?
Who are those people exactly?
Nate's one, Abraham's the other.
Othokent's the third one.
Yeah, Othokent, you can't see, you don't have low light vision or dark vision?
No, lizard folks are not born with that.
All right.
I can see a lot.
I can
Yep.
see. Human vision.
Yeah, so it's pretty much just Gobs and Talah that can see. And Talah, you're kind of happy for that. You would hate for Othokent to be able to see everything you're seeing.
Yeah.
No one looks healthy. There are no spiles. It's like looking into a unthinking lizard's face as you see the faces of the people. But they're swarming and they're heading down the hole in front of you. As you guys continue to draw in, you guys do suddenly see a speck of light. There's a single beam of sunlight shining from the top of this huge cavern you guys are in, and it's shining right into the top of a flat ziggurat-style temple that all the lizard folk are going into. It's hard to see, even for Gobs, to see the exact outline and design of the ziggurat. It is exuding pure darkness. It's beyond magical darkness. It's divine darkness, if that makes any sense. But this is where everyone is going. Gobs, you can see probably close to 7,000 or 8,000 lizard folk just surrounding the temple and the temple itself. You start to hear a low chant of them chanting something. The only word you're really picking out of it is Shar from time to time. So it sounds like they're all singing a worship to Shar as you guys are led up to the ziggurat itself. Anything anybody would like to do as you guys are being taken up here?
Adjust to the darkness. Come on, human vision, go!
Yeah, you can start to see a little bit now that you're there. Because of that one solid beam of sunlight coming down.
Honestly, this is a lot more light than I expected.
Well, you can't see in the dark, right? So they might
No.
need something.
Othokent, you are very well aware once you're in here. You remember the ziggurat. You remember it being kind of a yellowish orange stone. You remember it having carvings on it. It wasn't this temple of
Dreadful.
darkness. So, but you know that this is the Veil of Endless Night.
This is gonna be a whole thing.
That's
Is
such
it?
an Otho response to that. But with that, you're being escorted straight to the one and only door,
Mhm.
and you are brought inside. On the inside, it's kind of like an amphitheater. That single solitary beam of light is being channeled by mirrors down and shining straight down in the middle of this room as just a solid pillar of sunshine. There are, it's wall to wall lizard folk, and they are all chanting Shar over and over again, and that's all they're saying. And you guys are brought in, and the chain is jerked down to get you on your knees, and you're maybe 30 feet away from the sunlight. Does anybody resist going down to their knees when it's jerked down?
No, not yet.
Otho does 24 strength.
Probably a
me.
dry and immediate fail.
Yeah, if you do resist, he'll come over and he'll grab your manacles themselves and just put all of his weight on it and shove it down. And
Yeah.
with the pain and everything, you drop down with a cry. Do you see, brethren? Do you see the weakness of the light? Her long-lost brother has traveled the world of the light. He's drunk in its strength. He's addicted to the warmth. Not like us. And with that, the figure steps to the edge of the ring of light to where you can see him. Swaddled in black cloth, ordained with gold leaf and inlet and a large cane or staff, is who you could only assume to be Sazal.
Hmm.
Othokent, something you notice immediately is his pink eyes and his blanched white skin and scales. An albino, which is rare, very rare for your species. You can see in between the scales, he's got scale rot. He's missing teeth when he talks. He is, you would think he's got some kind of plague or something like that without being able to inspect him more closely.
If you did all of this to make a doctor's appointment, I dare say it's rather overblown. Othokent smiles.
See how he speaks. Even his words are meant to stir emotions, to counter logic. No longer are we addicted to the light and its warmth, its temporary strength. And you just hear them say, Sazal, praise Shar, after every time he takes that pause. All of them. You even hear it echoing outside. I speak for Mistress of Night. The light hates my truth. And he actually pulls his sleeve up and he sticks his hand into the beam of sunlight, and you can see his skin bubbling and sizzling and being burned by the light. See how it hates the truth I bring. See how it hates the strength I have. And this one, and he pulls his arm back and holds it close to him, as he obviously is very hurt from it being exposed to the sunlight. Like his scales were starting to boil and bubble and blister just from that short exposure to it. He comes such a long way just to try to steal your strength. Will you let him? And they all start kind of yelling no and kill him, destroy the Lightbringer, things along those lines.
So you're gonna kill me? While I'm tied down and you have the complete upper hand? Well, that is logical. Since you wouldn't be able to beat me in a fight. Oh no, I'm trying to stir emotions again.
Yes,
So-
we must follow logic.
So I'm going to give you one very simple offer. You can surrender right now, let go of my friends, my family, and my people. Cower on your knees, accept your judgment from the dwarves, so you can all be murdered by them in 4 days. Those are kind of the options you have. Which one seems the most logical?
The dwarfs come in 4 days? Is that what you say?
Yes.
Then Lady Shar gives you 3 to prove you're right.
Ah, good. I know I am.
Nate, as he says that, you get a really, really bad feeling. You can sense the portal to the Shadowfell growing incredibly strong below you. I give you chance. Lady Shar wants to prove how much stronger dark is over light. Return here in 3 days with the sun, and I will admit you are right.
I need to bring the sun here. You can see it right through the roof, my man. Oh, my lizard folk. You don't need me to bring it.
Otho.
He steps back into the darkness.
Hey, I don't know.
Well, but while he is doing that, I am gonna do something.
Okay.
So Ovo is kind of tired of this charade and him trying to order him around, so Othokent's gonna cast Daylight.
there's semantic components though, and you're tired.
Depends on
He
how
doesn't
someone-
have to use semantic components with what
You don't-
he's got in
Oh.
his possession.
Awesome.
Exactly. And I'm going to center it around where he's standing. Just whoop. Absolutely flashbang his ass.
So this sudden, unexpected, just column of pure light falls down directly on him. And because of its radius, 60-foot radius, you see a scattering as people start to run away from this column of light, screaming. And he stands in it, and he's just, you see his skin boiling and popping. One of his eyes just pops out of his head and sizzles on the ground as it
Is he
burns.
dying?
Yeah.
Well, while that's happening, Othokent's gotta say, alright, now! And he's gotta try and muscle out of his own restraints.
Well,
I'm
before
going
that,
to use an item then.
hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Before that, so that was the first thing. He's going to get a chance to respond.
Of course.
Why?
What?
What? I was like, why let him? GM, just let him die. Come on.
He just goes, Lady Shaw, protect me, shelter me in your hand. And then suddenly you do see a shadow appear, over him in the shape of a giant hand.
Count
So to protect him from the sunlight. And he falls down and goes, reach out and bring them in to your loving embrace. And the shadows all around you, because you're on the edge of that, begin to reach out to grasp you. I'm going to be honest. We could roll it out. You'll probably resist and fight off a bunch of them. But literally every edge of darkness is generated into an arm and hand. So it's one of those, you're not going to be able to fight them all off because you've got thousands of hands. And I don't really want to roll this 1,000 times.
I mean, wouldn't we just run into the light beam? Not
her,
Yeah.
not mine, but one from the temple.
Yeah, her hand is big enough that it started to block that off as well. So it's just casting
that
even more
bitch.
shadows.
Doc,
Yeah.
Discord.
How are the daylight that he cast?
It's being
Huh?
blocked.
That is
Yeah.
being blocked.
Yeah. By
Shaz a hoe.
yeah, because Shar is, as he said, a hoe.
Yeah.
So all of those hands are beginning to grab and restrain you. The ground below you buckles as you're being dragged down. Nate, you can feel that you're being pulled closer to the portal to the Shadowfell. All of you, I'm going to start with Doc. So all of you get an action at this point. So Doc, what are you going to try to do as you've got 100 strong shadow arms of the god of Shar grabbing you and pulling you down into darkness?
How far away from me are we from him?
We are in darkness all around us, right? And how far away from him are we? Yeah.
So you're probably 40 feet from him. At this point, the hands are so covered on you. Moving your arms would be difficult. Your eyes are covered. So you're in a really tough spot.
I would have done this almost immediately when the hands appeared, but you kind of talked over us, so
Okay. What were you thinking of doing?
I was thinking of using the Cloak of Shadows to teleport to him and start beating the shit out of him. That is not a spell. To my knowledge, that should get me out of the chains, since the chains are bound to the other people.
So let me ask you this question, and I want your honest answer as a DM. Cloak of Shadows, shadow magic, in the temple of the god of darkness and shadow.
Yeah, it should absolutely work.
I realize it should work, but couldn't she just say no?
Yeah, she probably could if she was the one who made this item. To my understanding, the Raven Queen is the one behind this item.
Okay.
So
No,
is she going to impose on another god stuff?
She's done it before, but that's also
I mean, it's
yeah,
also her domain.
the
yeah.
Cloak of Shadows,
Yeah.
didn't that come off the back of that lich?
No, it was given to you by one of the priestesses of the
That's
Raven
the Cloak
Queen.
of Souls passage. I have that. Cloak of Shadows came
Oh,
from
then
the
this
lich.
is the one from the Lich. Never mind. Then I'm mistaken on where it is.
I have the Cloak of Souls passage. That's on Abe's back because it protects him from death. Once a day.
Yeah, so I would say you could use it to move over there. And I'll even let you get some attacks in, but again, you're still on the edge of shadow, so just more shadow hands are going to grab you after that. But I'll let you get your hits in if you'd like.
Yeah, I do want that.
Yeah, go for it.
So that is teleporting over there. Going to utilize the whip.
Is
version.
that an action or a bonus
That's
action?
a bonus action.
I
Bonus
thought
action.
so. I thought it was a bonus. Go for it.
I guess I could still move after, or would the area be counted as difficult terrain or something like that?
I would definitely say it would be difficult terrain because as soon as you teleport from every edge of shadow, hands are reaching for you.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have a grasp yet because suddenly I'm somewhere else. So I would be able to still move just difficult terrain. It's only like 10 feet I need to move. I can absolutely make it.
Yeah.
And yes, I do want to punch the guy.
Go for it.
Grapple. Drag him with you.
I'm also
It
going
hit.
to utilize Fear of the Small. That's the damage, plus an additional 4 from Fear of the Small. He is larger than me, yes?
Yeah.
Alrighty then, so that would be a total of 21. Second attack. Hits.
That hits.
And an additional Fear of the Small.
Okay.
So that is 15 on that. Okay, I'm done.
All right. So what was the total amount of damage you did?
Let's see, 15 plus 21. So that is 31, 36 damage in total.
Yeah. So your hits, both of them sink in, especially the second one. It actually snaps his arm at the elbow, and it falls limply next to him. And he just looks at you and smiles and goes, "Ah, you manipulate the shadows, but not the darkness." And he shakes, slaps his staff, which is a gnarled kind of shadow root staff, and all light, including your magical daylight, are gone. So all light is now completely gone at this moment. Othokent, what action would you like to take?
Great. So, being trapped in all of this sounds like a terrible idea, so I'm gonna use my huge new bulging muscles to try and break this shitty manacle setup he has.
Okay.
Because I'm going to, I think, safely assume that they're not very well maintained.
No.
Great. Here comes the muscles.
Yep.
Awesome.
You're able to snap them without too much trouble.
Great.
Again, at this point, the room is completely pitch black.
To be clear, this
including
only
where
broke.
he is.
Yeah, for all.
Yeah, he only broke
This just-
his.
Yeah.
Do I have time to try and help someone else out? Or is that too much?
So again, you're also kind of restrained because you have all the shadow hands on you.
Yeah.
So you can try if you want to pull on the chain to try to find someone because you're groping in the darkness.
I'm gonna try and pull the chain, see if I can get someone out of their goddamn restraints.
All right, give me the strength check. Okay.
I also ain't free.
And then roll a d4 for me.
Free.
Okay. It is Abraham's hands that you break free. So Abraham, you feel a sudden jerk on the chain that you're on, and then you feel the manacles snap from around your wrists.
Cool.
Just stay calm.
Talah, it's your turn. So it is total darkness at this time.
Like darkness spelled darkness? Or darkness I can
Yes.
still see through with my dark vision?
It is. So all sources of light are extinguished and suppressed. So it's like if you were in a bottom of a cave with no lights.
You'd still see things just in black and white. That's how dark vision works.
Yeah. Does she have
wanted
dark
to make
vision or low
sure.
light vision?
I have dark vision.
Yeah.
Low
So
Low light
vision
vision
doesn't
doesn't
exist.
exist.
Oh.
Sadly not.
Jeez!
So yeah. You can see him. You can see that Gob's teleported over and hurt him.
Yeah.
You can see Othokent broke free from his chains and has freed Abraham. You can also see all of the thousands upon thousands of hands clawing through the darkness that are beginning to latch on to everybody.
Ah! There's nothing I can do, I think. Dang.
Are you open for recommendations?
Sure.
Animals shape into something big to break the chains.
And then what? Then the hands are just gonna grab me.
Yeah, but the hands are going to grab something a lot bigger than you are now. And if we can kill him before this happens,
I highly doubt it.
I don't know. I apparently broke his arm off.
Well, sure, but is Abe still next?
Abe
Oh,
has
good.
not gone yet. Abe and
Nate?
Pip have not gone yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, but you know what? Talah is gonna call out to what she, after a lot of talks from other people, believes to be her aunt in some way? Soul of Summer. Requesting some heat, if possible.
Roll a d20.
Okay. This is never gonna go well, but 13.
You've actually, whenever you do that, you actually feel that hot, but not like burning hot, like feverishly hot hand on your shoulder. You smell like, have you ever smelled rain on a hot day?
Oh yes.
That kind of smell, that kind of sweet smell. And a warm breeze brushes by your cheek. She goes, "Oh, sometimes nighttime can be very, very hot in the summer, don't you think?" And you just see her lithe arm reach past you as she's whispering into your ear and standing behind you, and it kind of overlays on your hand, and your hand reaches out. Roll 12d6 for me. As
Not
heat
bad.
lightning shoots from your hand and strikes. I'm assuming you were wanting this to happen to the priest, correct?
To our dear albino.
Yeah, to Salzal. Yeah.
Yes.
So it strikes and just you see you see the lightning just roil up his body. You see that kind of spider web scarring, just charred scale just pops off of him in one of those patterns, and he drops to a knee, and with his one remaining eye just glares at you. So many tricks you have. Perhaps you are up to challenge in a mistress's realm. And that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Nate, what would you like to do, buddy? So you sense directly below you, about 30 feet below you, the portal to the Shadowfell. It's completely dark, though you did, just for a brief moment, your eyes are kind of messed up because you just saw a bolt of lightning shoot across the room.
Yeah.
And it suddenly got a lot hotter in the room. And I will say, Nate, because just by nature, you kind of have you're always looking where you think Talah is. In that brief flash, you did see Talah, but standing behind her and with her face down by Talah's head, you could see the Soul of Summer, which is weird. Not something you were expecting, and you would have felt a strong Fey presence in that direction, which also would have drawn your eyes in that direction right before that
Yeah.
heat lightning went off.
Cool. That priest guy, he was like, what, about 40 feet away?
Yeah.
So if I move 35, I'm at him. Or the full 40.
Well, keep in mind, you are being at least moderately restrained.
I know,
That's a-
but if I move, if I can move, would
You
it take 35 or 40?
He's 40 feet away. Plus, it'll be more difficult for you to get there.
No, but I would be able to reach him in 35 with my 5-foot reach.
Yes, if you could move that far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, you're restrained, so your movement would be halved.
Well, yes, that depends, although. Because I want to do something.
Okay.
And it's only us being grabbed, as far as I could tell, right? Even though the entire room is in darkness.
I mean, who else would you think would be being grabbed?
I mean, possibly the priest himself.
Oh no,
Like-
he's
lizards.
yeah. So you wouldn't be able to tell, but I can tell you they're not being grabbed. They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
He's not restrained.
In any case, I want to use this.
Yeah, I don't think shadows can grab you in there.
Pretty sure shadows don't exist.
So it's one of those things where I don't want to take something away from you, but also you can't shift into the ethereal plane right now. But I think I'm going to let you become ethereal anyways. So you won't technically be in the ethereal plane because of the dome. Would prevent you from changing or moving to an alternate plane right now, outside of a portal. But I'm going to say because of the nature of your ability, the nature of you, you won't actually be in the ethereal plane, but you will be
A localized
disjointed.
demi-plane.
Yeah, you'll be disjointed from reality. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
so sorry, I was thinking through all of that. So like, well, technically, and I don't want to be a technically against your class ability, especially one you rarely get to use. I don't just want to kick you in the nuts. So I was thinking through it.
You know, it's all cool.
Let me read everything. Okay. All right. So yeah, you go ethereal.
Yeah. Yeah, and that should be able to let me move 35 feet in the direction where I saw the priest.
Yeah, and since everything turns gray, you would actually be able to see now. So you see hundreds, if not thousands, of arms snaking out to grab everybody. Because they can reach from anywhere in darkness, and now the entire room is darkness. So all the other lizard folk, their heads are kind of thrown back in religious ecstasy, and they're doing that kind of same neck swaying thing. You remember that dragon was doing, as they are beginning to like deep throat sing to Shar, as their god is here at this moment.
Well, that's cool. Anyway, so I want to run up to the priest.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to prepare my action for when I return from the etherealness. To, with my whip, simply grapple and restrain the priest. So even if the shadows try and pull me away, I'm going to drag him with me.
No. I'm trying to figure out when the spell ends.
It says on my ability, I posted first, ends at the end of the current turn.
Okay.
I feel like if it's weirdly worded because normally that would be it would say at the end of my turn or at the end of the current round. So
See,
the
I would
wording
think it would
is
be at the end
odd.
of your turn.
Yeah, possibly. That is fine
I mean,
if we
Yeah.
do that.
I mean, or current turn. All that means is Abe's going to go, and then your action would happen.
Also, that should have gotten me out of the restraints.
It did.
Anyways, I'm gonna gag the guy with the fucking whip or strangle him and like leg lock and everything.
Okay.
Once I get out. So that's whatever rolls for grappling, like acrobatics and strength or something. I don't remember. I don't grapple that much.
Athletics opposed by either his athletics or acrobatics. Defender's choice there.
All right. So before we resolve that, though, Abraham, it's your turn. So your hands are free.
Mm-hmm.
You're in complete darkness. You do feel the shadowy hands starting to grab you, though.
Okay, so here's what Abe is going to do. He's going to wiggle his fingers magically, say some words magically, hold on to his spell book for the material component, and cast Sending. He's going to send this.
Aw.
Oh,
Ah, that's adorable.
So Lily is going to respond because she can.
Yep, it's allowed to by the spell.
If you don't come back, I'll end them and everyone they've ever known.
Don't have time to cast another spell. I don't think I have time to cast another spell.
Yeah.
So
Love you, Daddy. For their sake, come back.
hopefully that's within 25 words. We just say that will be. We'll trim that down
oh
as
I
needed.
love
Yeah,
her.
I know it was within 25.
Okay.
I love her.
No, her response. We'll just say it was.
No, I know it was.
Oh, you do? Oh.
Yeah.
He did the count with fingies.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did it in my head, but
Are you pooping?
you pooping? Yeah.
Technically, he wasn't. Technically.
But Nate, you pop out of etherealness.
Yep. And try a full-on MMA lockdown.
Mhm.
So you said athletics. This is gonna be so bad. Yeah, my chance is not that high.
Okay, he rolled an 11. So as you arm lock into him, you actually grab and really lock in that now broken arm and squeeze, and you can feel it completely snap the bone inside.
Oh,
Ugh. Side shudder in disgust.
And he's going to use his reaction. And he's going to shed skin. As you kind of tumble backwards, as you have his fully shed skin and his arm, right? Because when he steps back out of his skin, then he's got a nub with a little bitty hand that's going to start to regrow. But you are now holding his molted external skin.
Did I just pop an almond? What?
Oh, no.
Here's the thing. I would immediately,
Yeah.
because his arm came with it, I immediately envisioned that his skin just came off and he molted, but he really didn't.
Yeah,
Just
nah.
stayed there. Ah!
This is why he doesn't want the sunlight. The hair, it
Oh.
burns.
Yeah, when you tear off the sunburned skin too early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
You degloved his body. Like, oh, his skin
Oh,
molted
no.
all right. It molted. Finger quotes.
Yeah, I mean, he, was
Oh.
sunburned, he was sunburned and everything. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So so he is not grappled by you. But he can only do that once. Like, I think it's the rules I wrote on, it's like every 6 months. So he can only do that one time. As long as you don't wait a half year to come back to do something about him again.
Yeah, well, time is weird in different planes, so let's
It
hope the
is.
Shadowfell's not different than that.
It is very different in that respect.
Yep. But yeah, at this point, you guys are going to get swarmed by the hands, to the point of being unable to move or react, and you just hear Sazal laughing as you are dragged, kicking and screaming down into the heart of the endless veil, and you are suddenly toppled out onto cold, somewhat squishy ground.
May I ask a question?
You can ask a question.
Did the Soul of Summer break me free from the chains? Because I never actually broke free of those.
We'll say yes. Why not?
The force
don't
of
know.
the blast.
So, Gobs, even with Devil Sight in the Shadow
I know.
Cloak,
I wasn't expecting to hit anything. It's just to emphasize anger and wrath.
oh yeah,
Like
no,
shooting your gun into the air type situation.
no, I didn't see that. Yeah, so you wouldn't hit him because like the next couple of things grab your face, but you're just blasting in random directions.
You
So-
actually hit Talah and snap her neck, and now she has a death experience.
No,
Mhm.
that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But the
But
two
She died,
innocent
but she's
listed
technically in the
children.
Shadowfell, so she died in the Shadowfell. So it's really weird.
No, it's you don't really want that to happen.
Okay, good to know. Thanks.
But yeah, you guys get yeeted into the Shadowfell. Gobs, you don't when you look across, you can only see about 50 feet out, maybe. And you don't see anything. You guys are just on darkness. Same with Talah. And for the rest of you, you're still in darkness, but you're no longer grappled.
Well,
And Nate,
Yes, Gobs.
you sense going through the portal, and then you do not sense a way back immediately behind you.
Right.
What's the range on your portal sensing?
I think it's a mile.
A mile? Yeah.
Let me find it. Yep, a mile.
So, and as you guys lay there on the ground, in the Shadowfell, in darkness, with nothing to eat but half of an albino lizard folk's arm and his skin, I think that's where we'll end this week's session.
Here, Otho, I've got you a snack. throws it at him.
You.
You. Hey, it's been cooked.
It's also
That's-
soaked in shadow too.
It's roasted.
If you cook the skin, can it be like a pork rind type thing?
Oh
Yeah,
no.
crunchy.
I am going to go
but with
feed my
that-
cats.
With that, we'll see you guys next time. And that's the end.
Hi guys.
Thank
Thanks for joining
you.
us. Later.
Farvel, farvel.
Goodbye.